One, two, three, go.
Okay, awesome. Okay, welcome guys. Welcome to Networkings. I see a bunch of old students and a lot of new guys joining us. So welcome again.
Welcome again from Ireland.
Okay, yeah, and so guys, I'll just share my screen. I'll do a little bit of writing while I explain. Guys, you don't have to start your video. So whoever is sharing the video, you can stop sharing it. So just a formal introduction to those who don't know me, right? My name is 𝐍𝐞𝐭𝐰𝐨𝐫𝐤, right? I am a CCIE security, and I've been into training since I don't remember now. It's been too long. It's been about more than 7-8 years, I believe, that I'm into training, and also along with training, I've been working into support and implementation of the networks, right? Network and network security, working on a multi-vendor environments that includes F5, Palo Alto, checkpoints, Juniper, Cisco, right? All sort of right from basic to advanced level of troubleshooting that I've been doing all through my career. And the agenda or the main reason for taking these classes, as far as I can share my experiences, share my knowledge with the whoever needs it, right? And it does help. We don't focus on the book information. I would go through by the experiences, uh, by the work that I've done in corporate, right? And the topics are also selected on the basis of that. So we're going to talk about all those things. Why are we here is because we all are looking for knowledge, right? And that in turn finally would give us an opportunity to work for some MNCs or some good projects. So let me talk about the course as a whole. Okay, the course has 3 modules, and then we will try and speak specifically about Palo Alto, which we will be starting. So we have designed, or we have included a few things in this course, right? That is 2 major technologies. After you are done with your CCNA and CCNP routing, switching, and all those basics you have learned, that's when you would want to upskill or specialize into an area, right? So after doing CCN and CCNP, you don't really go for specialization yet. Specialization as in you don't really go towards AWS, or you don't go towards SD-WAN, or things like that. First, you have to cover up the umbrella, right? Cover up the umbrella. I mean, along with routing switching, there are 2 main concepts that you need to go through, right? That is the firewall and the load balancers. On the firewall side, we have included 2 leading vendors, right? Palo Alto and Checkpoint. Why? I'll tell you. And on the load balancer side, we have included F5. So this combo, or this super firewall combo, that's what we call it, right? Uh, because it is really super, and it does help you get jobs. It does help you stand out in crowd, right? It does help you get the job, right? As simple as that. There are people in the past who have secured multiple jobs, right? Before doing this course, they were struggling to get interview call and all that. And after doing this, after following the guidance and all that, tweaking the resumes and learning how to speak in interviews, they have secured multiple jobs, right? And then they've been troubling us to, help us select which job to take for. So yes, this course is definitely going to help you, right? I am not guaranteeing a job here by saying all this. I am guaranteeing knowledge that in turn will call for jobs, right? So as long as you follow the instructions, as long as you follow the guidelines, you'll be good enough for a job, right? No matter if you have worked ever on firewalls, we start with a lot of basics, right? We start with what is firewall? Why do we even need it? What is a load balancer? Why is it required in today's changing world, right? Where everything is application oriented, right? So all these small things help you build the concept, and that is what the focus is on, right? The focus has never been on to finish the courses and on, start the new one. No, it has the slowest learner in the batch would decide the pace of the course, right? I would want everybody to learn and everybody to be on the same page when the course is over. So the point is, why these three is because you have to have when you're into networking, there was time when routing switching was enough, and if you know BGP, wow, you know BGP, right? And on top of that, if you knew MPLS, you were like hot selling cake, but not anymore, right? If you look at just open any job providing websites and look at the job description, right? You would any a generic job description would require skills on routing switching. That includes all your protocol, BGP, MPLS, and everything. Okay, it would require security, that is firewall. At least one firewall you'll be required, right? Be it Cisco, be it Palo Alto, be it Checkpoint, right? Be it FortiGate. So many firewall vendors are there. In routing switching also, you have two leading vendors, right? Cisco and Juniper. So the concept or the idea behind all these courses is, you don't learn Cisco here, you don't learn Juniper, right? You learn the basics of routing and switching, and that you can apply on both the vendors. Same I try to do on when we finish up Palo Alto and Checkpoint. You'll be able to work on pretty much any firewall, right? Even if it is not Palo Alto or Checkpoint. Let's say you do the course for these two, and you get a FortiGate in your environment. I'm sure you'll be able to do it, right? Because the technology that we will learn, we are not learning the vendor, right? We are learning the technology. 2 + 2 is always 4, right? The calculation behind it or the GUI behind all the implementation will be slightly different on each vendor, but through different ways, through different GUIs, through different command lines, they are all going to achieve the same thing, right? So why Palo Alto and Checkpoint? Because they are the leading vendors in the security industry right now, right? Not Cisco ASA. There are job description which would require Cisco ASA, and always along with ASA, they will ask for one of these, right? Why is that? Because most of the networks, right? I would say all of the networks who had ASA, they are now moving towards either Checkpoint or Palo Alto, right? So that is why you need these things. And after that, you need load balancers. Again, you have multiple vendors. You have Citrix, you have Camp load balancer, you have A10, you have Big IP. So we have selected Big IP, and that is F5's product, right, which does all the load balancing. Because the again, for the same reason, it is the leading load balancer, easy to learn, right? Uh, easy to configure, one of the most stable product when it comes to load balancer, and one of the most that you will see in the production, right? So why not learn these devices which you will definitely see in production, right? So once you're done with this, the job description also requires you some more specializations, right? For example, scripting, right? For automation. right? That's like the hot selling cake at this moment. But you will automate certain things when you know how they work, right? I can automate something if I know in the back end how the things will work. Automation is simply, it's hard coding. If I have to, yeah, give me a minute, Ashish. I see you've raised hand. I'll come to you. Automation is all about, doing the hard coding. Let's say you have to create 100 security rules on the firewall. So if you know how to create 100 security rules or one security rule on the firewall, that's when you can train your script, or you can build a script accordingly that will run 100 times for you and will do the changes, right? So that is why these things are so important for you to learn these things, right? To become a hot selling cake, these things are the foundation. After this, you can go towards cloud, right? You can go towards cloud security, or cloud administration, or you can go towards SD-WAN, whatever has been your area of interest, be it enterprise or uh, be it service provider area, right? Yes. Who's that? Yes, Ashish, you have a question? Ashish, you're on mute, and I see you've raised hand multiple times. Do you have a question, or just checking Zoom features? Okay, looks like you were just checking Zoom features. Yeah. All right. Please don't do it. Right. It breaks the flow. Things that appear on the GUI, they're meant to do what they say. Right. When you say raise hand, it means you raised hand. All right. So having spoken of all this, let me also talk about the way we cover up all these topics, right? All these modules. We keep going in the round robin fashion, right? And we let people join us, be it at Palo Alto, Checkpoint, or Firewall, whatever is in the round robin, whatever is starting. So next we are starting up with Palo Alto, right? Tomorrow onwards, maybe we will, start with the very first class. Right? We usually go slow in the beginning because you're new to most of you, not everybody. Most of you are the ones who have never worked on firewalls. So we start with very basic, and then we cover up things which are specific to Palo Alto and things which are generic. Each topic will have two options, right? We will cover them up by theoretically, as well as we will have a small lab for the same practical, right? Let's say uh, checking the connections, right? We will understand what a connection is, how the firewall would treat a connection theoretically, right? And the same thing we would do practically. So this will be done for every topic. So likewise, let's say you have 10 or 10, 12 different topics. So you will have always theory plus the practical. Each one of you will be granted access to the lab, right? Which you can access 24/7, even after the course is over, right? You will still have some enough number of hours for you to finish practicals, right? But I would recommend that you do it along with me. By along with me, I mean, say today we finished up some practical. So before the next session, it would be great if you practice the same practical that we did, right? That way you will come up with questions and we can spend some time discussing things, right? And it will not always me who will be talking, right? So if you do practicals, you will definitely have questions. If you're not having questions, that means you guys are not doing practicals, right? Theory will be good. You will understand each and everything, right? Crystal clear. I will ensure that nothing to worry about it. But you will only have questions when you do practicals, right? It sounds easy. It looks easy when you are listening to the theoretical lectures, like yeah, ye to main kar sakta hu and all that. But when you actually start doing it, that's when you start getting doubts. So that is why this approach, so that everybody can do it at their own pace, right? In between, we can have dedicated doubt sessions and all that. So the point I'm trying to make here is we will leave no stone unturned to make you an expert on these technologies, right? If I talk about topics that we will be covering on Palo Alto, the topics starts with the basic of firewall, right? Firewall here will be the Palo Alto, obviously. Understanding the rules, how would you create the policies, modify the policies, change them, how do you make the configuration changes and all that, right? All of that administration, basically. Then there are concepts like app ID, right? User ID and content ID, right? These are the next generation features, you can say, of a firewall. Every vendor has their different naming convention of these features. We will understand them from a generic point of view as well as from the vendor perspective, so that if you come across any of such logic into any other vendor's firewall, you'll be able to correlate that, okay, the solution is supposed to work this way, right? That's why the focus on generic solution rather than being vendor specific. Obviously, we will see how to configure that feature on Palo Alto, but you have to keep in mind that the solution, the theoretical part, is going to be exact same on all of the firewalls. The way it is configured, obviously, that will be different, but you'll be able to figure it out. Then we will spend a lot of time working on the VPNs, because that's one of the most important topics, and that's where most questions you will get in interviews, right? VPN will include site-to-site VPNs, remote access VPN, SSL, right? All the uh, certificates. How do you deal with certificates on firewall and all that, right? That ends with high availability, right? HA failover on Palo Alto. And each topic will have their subtopics, by the way, right? And overall, you will have about 25 to 30 hours of Palo Alto training. Okay. Classes will be on Saturday, Sunday, right? 9 p.m. IST, right? Although, yeah, 9 p.m. IST. And let me show you the lab to which you guys will be getting access to. This is the lab to which each one of you will get access, right? You can create your own labs. I mean, you can request your own labs. We haven't given access to the students to create, but yes, if you need a specific lab, apart from Palo Alto, let's say we are doing Palo Alto and you want to practice something from CCNP as well, right? So you'll have to request a lab and we can get the lab created for you. Once it is created, you're free to do anything on it. So this can have Palo Alto, this can have Checkpoint or any other vendor that you wish to, right? People have been doing Palo Alto courses and practicing Juniper on it. So yeah, we are flexible that way. The old students, they already have seen the how seamless and how magical it works. It can emulate any vendor, right? As far as the image is available. It is as simple as that. You simply start your device and simply click on it, right? You get access to it onto the browser itself. Right? This is your Palo Alto booting. This is Windows booting up. And you have Windows servers for the, in this particular lab, this is for the user identification. Right? We can create labs. We can create rules on the firewall on the basis of usernames instead of the IP addresses. Right, so all those amazing things we'll be looking throughout the course. Right. Let me know if I skipped something. Okay, there are questions in the chat. Shall we cover Panorama? No, we will not be covering Panorama, but the GUI of the firewall is much like Panorama, right? And I'll be explaining the concept theoretically for Panorama. The practical is not possible because the moment you turn up the VM, I do have the VM for Panorama, by the way, but it starts with asking the license. And if you go and check on the Palo Alto website or simply Google the price for Panorama, it's way too much. It's not really worth it, right? For a training purpose, because most of the things they are available as a standalone device, and I can talk about on the same GUI. I'll be telling you what differences you may see on Panorama. Yeah? So don't worry about that. I will cover it, and when you see a Panorama console, you will know what to do on it. Yeah, I hope I answered your question, Sashank. And okay, the other is next generation firewall features require license on PA, if I'm not wrong. So will the lab access is license enabled? The next generation firewall features, not all of them require license, Mohammed, right? The most of I would say URL filtering is one of them, right? Which will require license. File blocking is one which will not require license. So there are, I would say, enough features that we can explore without having the license. Okay. So not to worry about that. And even if we don't have a license, we can configure all the features. Right? There's no such feature which we cannot configure. It's just that we will not be able to verify that part. For example, you want to configure URL filtering. So you'll be able to configure URL filtering, but you will not be able to verify that. And I will also be providing you the lab guide, which will help you configure all these features. Yeah. And yes, the class will be on weekends only. Right, weekend 2 hours. Okay, so Lokesh is asking major difference between FortiGate and see Palo Alto in itself is the architecture of the firewall, the way it functions is totally different from all the other firewalls, not just FortiGate. The parallel processing architecture, right? Single pass parallel processing, SP3 is like you can say the buzzword in Palo Alto documentation. You'll be the syllabus, Revan, the syllabus is already there on the website. I have covered the topics like majority of them, and there will be subtopics, obviously, right? And you can make a query on the website as well if you need the PDF. Right, the syllabus, you don't really have to worry about it if you trust me. Link, okay, let me show you. Give me a moment. There have been some changes. Firewall courses. You can individually click on this, let's say for Palo Alto. Right, so these are the topics that you will see. Starts with platform and architecture. It even starts with more basics. Okay, here before we talk about it, we talk about some more basics like stateful firewall and stateless firewall and all that. Natting is there. Yeah, I skipped natting. Layer 2, layer 3 features of the firewall, right? And there are different type of interfaces on the firewall. So all of that will be covered. These are just the high level topics, you can say. Decryption is again HTTPS inspection, or as Palo Alto calls it, decryption. That will be covered. User ID, content ID, app ID, all that I explained, right? And then also the panorama basics, as I've told you. So all of this will take about uh, 13, 14 classes, right? Depending upon how easy or how difficult it is for you guys to grasp what I am saying. Right, so at times we finish things in 10 sessions, at times there's 15 sessions, right? It depends. All the emphasis is on if we have 20 students, all 20 should be on the same page. So yeah, this is the link. There you go. I'll put it in the chat, and you go just one step back and you can check for Palo Alto F5 and checkpoint as well. Okay, Jagdish says I need some help to set up 𝐊𝐬𝐳𝐬 on my PC, install VM. Okay, so yes, I can help you with. We can have a dedicated session on how to do things on 𝐊𝐬𝐳𝐬, right? So when we get started with practicals. So before I do any practical, we can have a session about 𝐊𝐬𝐳𝐬. I can like one session. Excuse me. One session before, I can tell you that what are the prerequisites, right? You can set the prerequisites on your PC, and then we can look at the doubts. And that way we can cover everybody's setup if you wish to do it on your PC. Okay, Raven has spell query on NAT. Okay, what is the query? NAT is covered. Source NAT, destination NAT, all sort of NATing, double NAT, single NAT, twice NAT, manual NAT, dynamic NAT, all possibilities we will cover up. Not to worry. Right, and I'll teach you NAT in such a way that you will never be confused in NATing again. Right, I can guarantee this. I know there are a lot of books, articles, trying to cover up NATing in different ways, in different terminologies. Right, we will do it in the most generic way. Yep, indeed, it is a big topic. We'll cover all the logics like port forwarding, right? Inside, outside, outside to inside, along with VPN also. Yes, with side-to-side VPN, we will also cover up the NATing scenarios. We will cover up scenarios where you will have overlapping IP addresses and all. Yeah, would you provide some sort of pathway to get the certifications? Yes, I normally hate doing certifications, right? But uh, I'm not in favor of doing certifications actually. But if you need to certify and your company is ready to sponsor, ready to bear the cost, I will definitely help you out. Yes, there are a lot of questions on NATing and in VPN, so we'll cover all those questions. Yes. About the PDF, yes, I'll be providing a lab guide and also a study guide for referring, later on. But the best way is to make notes as we go. in after every session, the recording will be available. Okay, this is important. After every session, recording will be available on your student portal, right? Which you should watch again. I should say you must watch that and create your own notes. That's the best thing because you have written your understanding in your notes, right? And it is fairly quick to revise through your own notes rather than any other method. Okay, a question, would that be a separate session for those who wanted to be cert? No, there is no different session for certifications or anything. I'll help you out. I'll guide you what all things you should do for certification. That's it, right? You'll have to do the hard work on your own. I'll be just guiding you for the certifications. Most topics we will cover up in the module itself for the certification. There will be a few things which are important only from the exam perspective, right? And you don't use that in the productions, right? So those things I'll be telling you about if you have to go for certifications. The best way is to simply get the certification guides and go through it, and that's the best way. Okay, Vishal Dubey asked, what is the reason? Reason for what, Vishal? I I don't think I follow you. Okay, Lokesh has mentioned what I wanted to say. Recently, I left a job attending interview calls and expecting only Palo Alto. Can I add Palo Alto in my resume? Yes, definitely. After the course is done, you can definitely add Palo Alto in your resume, and not just with 1 year experience. You can tell them that you have 2 or 3 years of experience into working on Palo Alto. That is the level of depth we will cover in the module. Palo Alto synchronization after HA configuration. Yes, it will fail if you are working on version 9 onwards, right? And the firewall is not licensed. Okay, so if the firewalls are not licensed, you can uh, you can do that on version 8, I believe. Try doing HA on version 8, you will be successful, Vishal. Okay, Purna says you're doing course for the first time. Hope class. Yes, we will start with basics, Purna. We will talk about how the industry expects you to know about firewall. What are the things you are expected when you say you have worked on firewall throughout the course, not just on day one, but throughout the course. I'll be telling you these things with respect to different topics that we will cover. Okay, Vishal, can you unmute and explain? I'm failing to understand your question about the HA synchronization. Okay, see your message. What is the reason? Okay, the synchronization. Yes, the synchronization would fail if the license is not there because 9 onwards you have uh, s- uh, this thing, your license to be attached with a UUID and the serial numbers, and they both need to be unique uh, in version 9 onwards, right? The ban OS version 9 onwards, they have to be unique. Uh, Even if it's your office laptop, Vijay, you don't have to worry about it. All the labs, they work on HTML, right? You simply, it's like browsing. So as long as browsing is allowed in your office laptop, you can simply browse it, open the windows or any node in the browser itself. So you don't need any specific application to access the lab. Okay. And if you want to have your laptops to have 𝐊𝐬𝐧𝐠𝐬, like you want local setup, I would say you need about a minimum of 8 GB of RAM, right? That's when you can do it. But it is good to have 16 GB. It will work smoothly. On 8 GB, it will be slow. Core i5 is fine, but I would recommend having 16 GB. Okay, Vijay, it's okay if you cannot afford having 16 GB or that specification. You still have access to the networking's lab portal, right? You can practice over there. It works just fine. No issues with that. And you do get access to the lab even after the course is over. Okay, Samuel, you have a question in the labs. Would set up questions so we can follow to complete the labs. I'll be sharing the lab guide, Samuel, that will help you, follow the lab. And also before you do it, I'll be demonstrating how to do it. So you do have a video to follow and also a lab guide. Yes, Adil, we do regular batches, but for now we're not doing it. I am traveling, and I know it is not feasible for me to spend some time daily. Maybe if we start with this weekend, maybe Saturday, Sunday, we can add one more day to it. We can do 3 days a week. That's the maximum I can do for now. Right? Are you guys okay with 3 days a week, or you guys strictly want weekend? No, lab does not have limited access. It has full access to you. Yeah, let's get started with weekends for now, and then we can plan, because this is more of the way it has been communicated to everybody, right? It is. कि Muhammad Irfan, I'm not comfortable in English. Muhammad, see, it is okay to learn things in Hindi. uh, I will I will try to explain whatever logic, right, we are explaining. I'll try to explain it in Hindi. If you don't understand, you can ask for it, right? But I would recommend practicing English. It's okay if you're not comfortable with it, right? There's no hard and fast thing. But when it comes to interviews and all, you still have to speak in English, right? So why don't learn speaking English along with Palo Alto, right? There's nobody, कोई जज नहीं करने वाला है आपको कि मोहम्मद इरफान से इंग्लिश नहीं बोली जा रही है. It's okay. We are all here to learn. सब सीखने आए हैं, right? So you can start practicing that. It is a good point to start working on it. Yes, I think most of you are for weekends. So we'll start with weekends. Will you cover both of CLI or graphics? Yes, we'll do a little bit of CLI as well, right? I will explain how CLI is designed in Palo Alto, but most of the things we'll be doing on the GUI only, right? Because there is no really need to go to the CLI. All of the troubleshooting, even packet capture and all, we can do from the GUI. You can look at the live stats on the GUI itself, right? CLI was good, CLI was popular, CLI was easy, and the only requirement of CLI is when you need live statistics. For example, you need to check the connections, right? You need to check packet match if they are matching or no. You need to check TCP dump. That's all for which you go to the CLI. All that is possible through GUI as well. But still, if you wish to do it through CLI, I'll be explaining that. Okay, just the skill says a third class and the okay. Yeah, we'll be having troubleshooting sessions, guys, as you guys request, as and when you all have doubts, we can take the out sessions, right? That can be any class randomly, right? And Sam, yeah, for now we will be starting with 2 classes per week, right? We will try to stick with 2 hours timing. That should be okay as maximum people, they've been communicated weekends. So let's not change the time. Let's not add confusion, right? If down the line everybody is okay for the third class, we can add it. Otherwise, we'll keep it to 2 sessions per week. All right, I think I I covered all of the points. Let me know if you guys still have questions. Okay, firewall and CCNP class timing getting overlapping. Future timing will change. No, I think the timing will remain 9 to 11 IST. That's what I've been communicated so far, right, from the admin team. I I am not sure if this will change. I doubt actually if this will change. What is it for how many time we will be attending live class? What does that mean? Until we cover all the topics, and usually the time taken for those is about 12 classes, 12 sessions, right? 12 weekends. Guys, please speak up. Rohan, I don't understand by that. What do you mean by batch? Are you guys not able to unmute yourself? I see everybody's typing. You guys can speak. It's okay. Classes will. अरे एक ही चीज बार बार क्यों पूछ रहे हो तुम लोग? Everybody is asking the same question the other way. It will take approximately 12 sessions to finish Palo Alto. Okay, and same goes for F5 and checkpoint. Right, I have now allowed you guys to unmute yourself. You can start talking if you have to.
Hi,
Hello.
Sukesh. Finally, we can unmute. Thanks for that. Thank you.
I didn't know that you guys were not able to unmute.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Raven.
Sir, I think this question is repeated, but please clarify here. This is 2 days in a week, right? Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, this will be Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 11 p.m. IST.
Okay, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. to
11 p.m.
okay. 2 days only, because in chat now I think like the 3 days like that I see there. That's why I confused.
No, I was just asking if you guys were ready for 3 days, but maximum people are opting for 2 days. So let's stick to 2 days for now.
Yes, 2 days is a good.
Hello, Sukesh sir.
Yes, Nikhil. Hi.
Myself Nikhil. So basically, like what I was asking that can we solve a query regarding a real time environment? Basically, the problems which happen during day-to-day activities. Like I am working as
Yes,
a
of course we can. Yes, I understood your question. We can take up those examples, but not specifically to the production, right? And I would recommend you not sharing your production on a public platform, right? So you can come up with
sure.
you can come up with the diagram, and you can come up with, after changing the IP addresses and all, and you can ask your doubt. Obviously, everybody would love to have that discussion. I would love to.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll try to do the same. Yeah. So that this was all my doubt. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure, we can discuss that. Yes.
Hello, Sukesh sir. How are you?
Hey, Sam, what's up?
I'm good, sir. How are you, sir?
Good.
Sir, just one question, sir. Is the classes
Yeah.
starting from tomorrow or the next weekend? Or again, the demo will run tomorrow?
No, we will start tomorrow. I mean, I would let the new guys join. It will be a demo for those who are joining new, but that will be day one tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be day one, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, tomorrow is a demo lecture, right, sir?
Yeah, tomorrow is day one. You may call it demo, or demo for those who are new to networking, right? And those who have enrolled for them, it will be day one. So
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Hi, Sukesh. Just one more question. Will you be providing us with the 𝐍𝐞𝐭𝐰𝐴 images and OVA images for like open, so we can install it on our VMware?
yeah, the KVM. Yeah, I can provide you with the KVM images, the 𝐍𝐞𝐭2 extensions, and yeah, you can set it up on your machines. I can show you how to create those VMs as well. No, it's not that difficult.
Okay.
You don't have to rely on anybody to get the images.
Okay, that'd be good if we can do that.
Yeah.
I have I've been mucking around with 𝐊𝐢𝐧𝐠𝐬, and I was using GNS3 a bit, but I think I'm doing something wrong with the network adapters. So if you can help me out setting up those, that'd be really good.
Sure. We can, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, no problem.
For all those who are setting up on your laptops, we can have a session for events. Yeah.
So you want to like do it for all in like one session?
Yeah, usually we do it for all, like whoever is having issues with 𝐊𝐲. Mostly the issues are common. They are with the adapters and the machines not able to communicate with the internet or among themselves.
Yes.
These are the common issues.
Yes.
So, yeah. So let's say I explain your doubt, so 10 more people will have the same doubts.
So when are you planning to do that? Tomorrow, in tomorrow's class?
Not tomorrow. Maybe after next week. Maybe in the third class. That will be for 𝐊𝐲.
Okay.
And that's when we start doing practicals. So
Okay.
I can get the environments ready for you all.
Makes sense. Well, if I might be asking for too much, but if you do happen to have like 5 minutes at the end of this class and you can help me out just a little bit, that'd be really good. So I do have a lot of time this week, so I want to practice a bit. So that's all. That's the only reason I'm like pushing on it.
Sure. Okay.
I'm probably just gonna need 5 minutes. Yeah, it's not much. It's already been installed and stuff.
All right. Go ahead, share your screen.
Okay. I have not used this platform before, so let me figure out how. Okay, share screen. The host disabled participant share screen. Screen sharing.
Yes. Let me allow you. Okay, you should be able to share now. Try again, please.
Okay, so that's my VMware workstation, and that's my 𝐊𝐬𝐳.
Right.
And if I go to settings, I've been mucking around with the network adapters. I'm not sure which one to use. I initially used the NAC, but that didn't work out for me, and then I used host only. Initially, it was picking
So
up.
how are you right now connected? I mean, are you on the Wi-Fi or you have the LAN adapter?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
So most of the time, bridged would work. Right? You can select bridged. Yeah.
Okay, and then if I go to.
I think you're not getting IP address. Is that your problem when the game starts?
Yes, that's correct.
Just power it on.
Just one sec. I'll share the whole thing with you. I think you should be able to see my whole screen now.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go down to.
Okay, I see you have Windows 11, it seems.
Yeah, I just upgraded yesterday.
Is it any better than 10?
Oh yeah, I love it. I always hated 10, so and for some time I switched to Mac, but I switched back to this and I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
So that's my IP address on my PC. So 192.168.84.48, and then if I go to VMware. And okay, bridged. So I'm not sure what to do over here.
You don't have to do anything. You can leave it automatic.
And just fire it up?
Yeah, just fire it up and you should be able to get IP address from that 84 range.
So
okay. Go. It looks like your setup is not complete.
Maybe that might be the case.
Yeah. Do IF config.
It usually shows you like if.
No, this is not. This is not complete 𝐊𝐬𝐳. I think you have installed 𝐊𝐬𝐳 Lite, if I'm not wrong.
No, I've installed the full version, but I think I did something wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Go to the website. Just close this VM. This is useless.
Yep. Because I was trying to install it from an ISO image. I didn't download OVA. So
yeah,
maybe...
that's what I was going to say. Always download the OVA. It is easier and more stable.
Yeah, that's fine. Then I'll do it. Then yeah, no problem. I'll do it later.
And download the community version.
Okay, no problem. I'll do that. So maybe I can go to 𝐊𝐬𝐳 and then you can show it to everybody as well.
Yeah, just go to the 𝐊𝐬𝐳 download.
The professional, the learning center version. That's the
we
one,
don't
right?
have to. No. This
Okay, I
is the
downloaded
paid.
that one.
This is the paid version. Yeah,
Okay, so maybe that's why I downloaded that one.
yeah. You
Okay,
download
so this one OVF. So we don't want
Yeah.
the ISO, we want the OVF. It's much easier.
Right, right.
Anyways, all right, not a problem. I'll download it later. Oh, good. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Okay.
Sure. Go ahead. So yeah, see guys, it is as simple as that, right? You have to just download the OVA files and run them in the VMware workstation, and you're good to go.
but-
After that, all you need is the images. Yes, somebody.
Sir, we'll do
Stop.
practical on 𝐊𝐲, right?
Right.
So there are three tabs are there, and I hope that we will use for the practical. But one of the the VPN lab is not working, sir. It is not displaying.
Yes, I was just checking that before the session started. I will work on it. I already know that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.
Sure. So if no other questions, guys, we can drop and we can connect tomorrow again. We'll be starting with Palo Alto.
Sir, is there any system requirements, laptop requirements like specifications?
If you are accessing the networking lab, no specific requirement as such. It's only a browser. Everything is happening in the browser, right? No resources being used from your machine. It's like any other website.
Okay.
But if you wish to set it up on your machine, you will definitely require some resources.
How much required?
It is good to have 16 GB of RAM and an i5. That's the minimum, I would say. Right? If you have 16 GB and i7, it is more of a memory hungry tool rather than the processor. The more memory you have, smoother it will be. All right, guys, I think all of your doubts are covered up. We are good to start, and we'll start tomorrow, same time.
Sorry, Sukesh, just one more thing.
Okay.
Just let me know if I'm pushing too much. Are you able to just run me through the networking's GUI, like for the labs, like what are the different components through it?
It's like any other 𝐊𝐲. It's 𝐊𝐲 only, right? It's just that it has been customized a little to control the resource abuse, right? Just that. Otherwise, all the 𝐊𝐲 features are there, right? You cannot create your own lab, right? But you can request for a new lab. Let's say you want to change the topology, right? And you want to build something of your own while you are troubleshooting. Maybe let's say you want to replicate your office scenario, right? So we can share the diagram and I can build the topology for you. Why we have done it this way is in the past, people, abuse it like anything. They would, simply create n number of labs and don't use them, leave them turned on, right? And
Okay,
that,
makes sense.
yeah.
So what did you? How did you actually manage to do this all? Like, so you got a server or something like on your own, or you got the actual equipment with you, or it's all done
Yeah,
on your
all this is on the server. All this is on the server, and
Okay.
the server has public IP addresses and the DNS.
Yeah, makes
done
sense. Yeah,
and
no, all
shared.
good.
Yeah,
Okay, all good.
have it in house.
Okay, makes sense. So you got all this equipment in house.
Yes.
Okay, so when we were working on Palo Alto firewall, you actually got that equipment in your server.
No,
And
yes, like in the server, it is there as a VM. The servers are in-house.
okay, makes sense. Okay, they're all just VMs. Okay, no problem. All good.
Yes.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you.
All right, guys. I think finally we are good to go. Any more questions, anyone? Cool. I'll stop sharing. I will stop the meeting. See you guys tomorrow. It was nice talking to you guys.
Thanks very much. Enjoy your trip to Ireland.
Sir, I have one
Have
quick
fun.
question for you.
किसका इंतजार कर रहा था भाई?
No, actually, I was just waiting for the discussion to end. The thing is, I get informed that your classes will be on daily basis, like we have for another course. So I am not sure this is the same class or there is another guy who will be taking classes.
No, the daily. I am the one. I'm the only one for firewalls and load balancers. But the daily class is yet to come. I mean, not yet, but in near future we will be doing a daily batch.
So is there any other instructor who is taking this Palo Alto, or you are the only one who is conducting for Palo Alto?
I am the only one.
Okay, so it will be for in weekend only.
Yes. For now, this is weekend only. Yes.
Do you think how many months, within 2 months, or I think probably?
Yeah, within 2 months it should be good.
Okay. Thank you.
12 classes. That's all we need. So that's about what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Every week we are having 2 classes, right? So 6 weeks.
6 weeks, okay. And do you think this will cover PCNS A or PCNS E, associate level, or what level?
This has both actually. PCNS, PCNSE, I would say, minus a few topics, right? Like wildfire and all, because that is just the concept without license.
Okay.
So first we will finish this, and then we will finish checkpoint. Then we will finish load balancing, right?
Right. We just finished F5, so we're now starting with Palo Alto, then checkpoint, then again F5, and so on.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
It will be and you will be the instructor for all the 3 courses.
Yes, for all 3 courses.
Okay. And all will be in the weekends only. No. This is the first time. Without listening to you, how should I comment anything about you? So I will not say that I like you, I dislike you, but let us start. I hope with all your speakings and yeah.
Sure. You asked this like 3 times. Then whether I'll be the instructor.
No. I'm just asking that who will be the instructor, because you said you will, in the beginning itself, you said that you will be covering the 3 courses. So just that's why I asked.
Yes. I'll be the one covering all 3.
Okay. And it will all be in the weekends, right? All the 3, or just Palo Alto will be in the weekends, and after that it will be regular classes?
All weekends. All will be on weekends.
All weekends. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else waiting for the last moment? Okay, guys. Now I will finally end the meeting. See you guys tomorrow on the same link.
See you. Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good time. And enjoy your Saturday evening.